Episode of the weekly business show with myself and my awesome co-host Willie. Welcome to today's business show. So,
Welcome.
Willie,
What's up, everybody?
welcome and thanks for hosting this show with me.
Yeah, thanks, Eugene. Thanks for another show, guys. Thanks for turning up. For everyone doesn't know who's EHQ, so it's a passion project of both myself and Eugene, and something which was born out of our beliefs that we
Lockdown
can
boredom.
lockdown boredom or something like that. But the purpose of everything is we firmly believe that you can reach success much quicker if you learn from other people's
Yep.
mistakes. And that's really what this show is all about. If you learn one thing today, then we've achieved our goal. And we also don't know everything. So that's why we get these giants on board and we speak to them and they've been successful in certain areas. So this is a platform for everyone to learn. For the guys that wants to join our community, below is the link entrepreneur.co.za/mastermind. Click on the link and join our community. And then, guys, we would like to reach as many people as possible. So please like, subscribe, share, invite your friends. This is a free show. Join us and let's get
And
back
go
to
check
today's
out
show.
our YouTube channel. So all the previous business shows is on YouTube. So just go check Entrepreneur HQ on YouTube and you'll find all our other business shows. Maybe there's something that piques your interest. If you're into digital marketing, go check out one of those. If you're into copywriting or travel, whatever it is, there's a business show for everyone. So go check out our...
Handsome dudes, then go check us out there. So Eugene, what an interesting guest today. Someone you know personally.
Yeah.
Why don't you introduce today's guest?
So it's actually a funny story. My girlfriend, probably 2 years ago, we went to, maybe a bit less, year and a half, whatever. We went to a wedding and she really likes to dance. And obviously I wasn't just born with two left feet. I was born with two left feet chained in this big metal balls or something. So I thought, damn. And like everything else, if you can't do it or you want to achieve a high level of success, get a coach. So I went and searched for a dance coach to help me dance, and I planned this whole presentation, and it's going to be this big secret. And then they said, well, she actually needs to know how you dance as well. Fast forward 2 years later, and I'm still dancing. Just absolutely fell in love with it.
You've entered competitions. And I think you might have won something.
So
now we can talk and dance.
Give me one sec.
Award
from Latin Look.
Dance master.
Today we've got my teacher. She's an entrepreneur. She's got a couple of her own businesses, and she's my dance teacher, instructor, coach on the business show today. So, Willie, bring Sonja on. Let's get into the dance.
The crowd goes wild.
Hello, Sonja. Welcome to our business show.
Thank you.
Sonja. Welcome.
Thank you for inviting me.
So exciting topic today, talking about dance. But before we get into the dance, just give us a quick overview. How did your journey get started? Where does Latin Look come from? Tell us a bit about Sonja.
Well, I grew up in the platteland, and of course, there's only ballet dancing, and I've never seen myself in a pink tutu. It's not me.
I've seen Willie in a pink tutu. I won't post the pic though.
Serious. Please don't me. So no, the tutu thing, I thought no. So I like, my passion was really not tutus. Pink ones, definitely not. And then I've waited. And then I grew up in the platteland, as I said. And when I came to Pretoria, I still wanted to dance, but unfortunately we were too arm gat to dance. So I just didn't dance. And in the third year in Pretoria, a friend of mine came to me and said, listen, I've bought this course of 3 months and I have to move away. It's 2 months left. Would you like it? And I said, of course I would like it. And then I started dancing at a social dance school many years ago. That school was named Dance Well, and they were lovely people, couple that had it. And that's how I started for those 2 months. And of course, after that, I didn't want to stop. So I asked the people, listen, how can I carry on? And now she said, well, become a teacher, and then you can use your dancing money to pay for your own dancing. And that's how I started becoming a dance teacher,
Wow.
of course, at
Yes.
this social dance school. So so that
Yes.
was that journey. And then of course you want always more, and you want to search for the better people, better coaches. And then we realized that, yeah, okay, now we're going to go to one of these well-known dance studios, and we went there, and we got a coach that started teaching us so that we can physically compete, not only in exams but also in competitions. And we went there, and then that was for about 2 years. And then eventually I realized, but you know what, I've been working all the time, a full-time job, and I've been teaching part-time, 5 days, 5 evenings a week. And then one day I realized, but my passion is not what I'm doing 8 hours a day. My passion is what I do at night. Of course, the proper Latin and
Yes.
boring dancing, not the other type of dancing, you know. Because people sometimes get confused. Those years when I started, my boyfriend used to say that she's a dancer, and because he loved the people's faces, then everybody would go, yeah. Then they were like, really? Where do you dance? So he will normally say, not on my
What's the
lap.
address?
Wow. So yeah, so people didn't really know ballroom and Latin then. So I always had a very nice, entertaining time with these friends. And I also had red hair then, because, really like orange red for the floor to look good on the floor. And of course, that didn't help to really make it this classy sport, which it is. But anyway, so I'm back to my normal color. So, and then I decided, you know what? I want to do this. I literally look at my money that I earned as a part-time teacher. I used to start teaching at 5 o'clock well, I used to teach from 7 to 10 o'clock at night. Me and my partner practice after work from 5 until 7, 7 to 10. I will teach, and then after that we start practicing again. And then I realized, yeah, no, and then practice again till 1 o'clock. Get home, fight a little bit with your partner, because sometimes you want the things your way and he wants it his way. That's part of dancing. Lekker fights were lekker. So, but it's passion. The passion. It shows you that you've got passion for what you're doing. And so I slept like 3 to 6 for about 15 years. That was my 3 hours, and it was more than enough, and I was never sick. So it was quite amazing, that time of my life, to build up the business. And then one day I decided, you know what? No, I want to do my own thing. I don't want to do the daytime job that I had at that stage. And I just literally stopped, and I started didn't just continue in my, well, in between, of course, I started my own dance studio. Latin Look was born about 26 years ago, with me and
Yes.
my partner then that we had, 26 years. And then, of course, when we broke up, because, it's a partnership, sometimes lasts and they don't, and then you get a new partner, because it's not like a life partner, it's a dance partner. And we broke up, and he told me that I can have the name of the Latin Look that we had for about a few years, and I just continue with Latin Look. So today, how many years later? It's still going strong. We survived COVID, thank heavens. Okay, and but it was it was hard, but I think we had such loyal students, which is fantastic. And like Eugene is one of them, and they kept us going. Luckily, we can do now everything again. Basically, just wear the mask while we're teaching. But so the journey was difficult, not a lot of hours of sleep, but every minute was worth it, because I would never say that I needed more sleep, because the excitement of the journey was just kept you awake and energized the whole time.
Yeah, sure. Sounds like you've been a busy woman the last 26 years, and
Tell
Sonja,
me
you've-
about it.
you've,
Yeah, no, I used to, because I only started when I was like after school, because the people that I compete against, they all started when they were little and younger. So I had to practice. Every night I practiced for about 3 hours, say 3, 10, 11, 12, 1 o'clock. And then over weekends, I practiced 5 to 7 hours with my partner to catch up with the time that we've missed as youngsters. And and then also what is also nice, we used to doing shows on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays in Johannesburg. drive there, do the show, get your 300 Rand in your pocket, come home to Pretoria. Tomorrow night, you go there again. So for little money, we really we travel far, but like everybody say, do that for 350 or 300 Rand, um, um, 8 times a month, and you can get quite a lot of money, extra
Sure.
money to buy some stones for your dresses. Didn't go into anything except back in my dancing and lessons and all of that. You all invested back in your
Your
passion.
business.
Yeah,
It
I
makes
never.
Tell
me
me,
think
Sonja,
that
what
thing
does
really.
sorry, Eugene, I just want to have a quick question. You've been going for quite a long time, and you mentioned you actually you were able to make it through the COVID things. And just for the viewers out there, they always seem to think that the business, you just start a business and you end up going up and there's no troubles and stuff like that. What are some of the lows and the highs that you've had on this journey getting to where you're now?
I think some of the lows were when I used to teach from a complex where you have to pay per square meter quite a lot of money, because you need space to dance. It's not like a little office or something, or a beauty salon that you have, that you actually don't need a lot of space. And you can only charge X amount for people that want to dance. It's not, people don't see as a profession that we can charge a lot. Although I'm still learning, I still go to Blackpool every year, I still invest, I still teach myself, I still upgrade myself like any other doctor or professional out there. But of course, we don't even get half the money or even a third of the money that they make. So we have to work so much harder to actually make a mark and to actually make some money to invest again. And the lows was when I was realizing that I actually couldn't afford, when the rent at this complex went up and I just couldn't afford the rent. So I was looking for a place to buy, or to make it my own, because you pay someone else's bond off for them if you rent. And it took me quite a while to find this place that I'm in now. I bought a house where there was already like a ballet studio, because the lady
Yes.
that was, when she was younger, she taught ballet in the studio. Of course, when I got to it, that had a pool table in it, so it was their games room, because they were quite old then already. But yeah,
There
I'm
was a
I'm so
table in there already.
it was there. The floor was there. A proper wooden sprung floor.
Yes.
Sprung. It means that it moves. It means that it doesn't damage your bone structure or your back or your knees, because the hard floors are really bad for you. Yeah.
Yes, that is so cool that sorry, that your lobe also became one of your eyes as well.
Yeah,
Exactly. But the biggest low is definitely COVID. I mean, I had to close
yeah,
down totally, and I had to pay my staff still, and I had to take out a bond to do that, because I mean that's the only income they had to eat and pay their stuff as well. But
Yes.
through that I got a few extra students, because I had students that danced with me many years ago before they got married and had kids, and they stay like 4 or 5 hours away. And then I started these online classes, some Latin, some ballroom, and some dancer-size classes, just to.
yeah.
And then they started that, and now I'm giving on still some Zoom classes because of that. So it definitely had the very lowest low in my whole 30 years of dance teaching became also a high, like you say, Eugene, to
Yeah.
help us
No,
continue further.
no.
And yeah, so now I can help those people again.
Makes me think about that, Willie. How often do we speak to entrepreneurs that want to be entrepreneurs? They want to start their business, and then you say things like, "Well, start it after work. Put in the time and effort."
Yeah,
Gary Vaynerchuk says, "What are you doing from 6 to 2?" So
exactly.
start at that time, and once it builds up to a certain level, then you can get into it. And we keep getting confronted with excuses, all the reasons why they can't do it. And it comes back
All
to
the
that saying,
time.
you can either have excuses or you can have results. You can't have both. So
Yep.
pick one. Pick the one that you want. Either results or excuses, but don't blame the one for the other. So yeah, very cool, and it ties in a lot with what you're saying. How you had to put in that extra effort and go through the lows, and there's lows and there's highs, and either if you push through it, those can become your highs as well. So very
Exactly.
very cool story.
What doesn't kill you make you stronger, eh?
Yeah.
That's it. Can't put it in another way. And
Yeah,
Sonia,
Eugene,
no.
how many of the entrepreneurs we have on the show who's actually reached quite a lot of success? That thing called action is
yeah.
probably the number one thing. So there's no excuses of, oh, I'm tired and stuff like that. You know,
If you want to
so
have
yeah,
excuses, then don't blame anyone else if they've got bigger
yeah,
results. It's your own fault.
it's
Now,
your
I
own
say
fault.
if you're passionate enough, you will stay awake for it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's also a big thing. What I've been realizing is if your passion, I read an article about Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and these guys, how they working 18, 20 hours a day sort of thing. And they had an interview with Elon Musk and he said, well, I don't really work. This is what I love. I love doing it.
Yeah,
So I'm not
Yeah.
going to work. It's just the extension of my life. I don't need a work-life balance because my life and my work and my passion and everything is the same thing.
all the same
I don't
thing.
need a balance. So, Sonia, let's get into the dancing a bit.
Yes.
So, we've spoken quite a lot about business on previous business shows, but we've never actually had someone talk about dancing. So, for the people that don't know about dancing, what's the difference between just a normal socky and Latin and ballroom, etc.?
Okay, so now Eugene, you've got a little bit of experience now. I know that that's why you're asking the question because, of course, you didn't know either. Now,
Nope.
what we do
No more.
is we literally take the people, the people, the raw. The more raw I get the people, like for instance, someone that's never danced before. I
Like me.
love those people, like you did, because you didn't know
And
anything.
he's
You
and
the
he's
body was
very raw. Eh? He's
he,
very
he was rauw voete.
raw. I can remember he told me he was gonna go dancing. He said, "I'm gonna go socky."
Yeah.
And then you always ask the people, what do you want to do? They go, I want a socky. It's like, okay. But then unfortunately for Eugene, he turned out to be very talented. And
Hey.
of course, he couldn't just stay with Socky. I told him you
Mm.
can't just Socky if you have this amount of talent and understanding, which normally most guys do. Um, so before we get to that, can I just tell you one thing that
That's
in
it.
my 30 years of dance teaching, I every guy that walked into the studio I could teach how to dance, and 5 ladies I couldn't.
Yes.
Weird because they almost like couldn't stand still and they were like little cat on a warm plate, you know.
Mm.
The ladies, but the guys, I know there's a lot of ladies out there that might shoot me through the screen or whatever. But ladies, the guys listen when they come to dancing. Maybe not at home, but they listen in the dance class. And that's why they really listen because they know they can't and they know it's a skill
Yeah.
that they don't have and they're a bit embarrassed about it. They've got, all of that, the manly thing is not now working well. But that's why they listen and that's why they do what I tell them to do or
Mm.
that our teachers, and then they learn so fast and they do quite well. Where the ladies all think that they somehow got a bit of dance background and then they don't listen and they don't follow their partners. They want to lead their partners because they think they know things, but they don't.
Mm.
So but the 4 5 ladies that was like cats on a warm plate, they just were so excited to learn. They just couldn't stand. So I'm not saying everybody's got rhythm because it's difficult to teach people how to listen to the music and everybody doesn't have rhythm. But I taught a few people how to be able to listen to the music and at the end of the day, get your ear and your feet together.
Let's
It
see.
takes longer, but you do get them together. So but they are so come back to your question. The soki is where you actually go and to a wedding or to a place where
Mm.
people dance anti-clockwise around the floor, and some of them look as if they look like they know what they're doing. Others don't. Others are pumping. The pump. Yes, that one, Eugene. And oh gosh, and if they go pump, I go, oh boy, your poor bucks, your
And the
bucks.
more
That's
the more
small.
brownie you've got, the better you pump.
What do you want to do?
Yeah.
Dance.
Wow. Look.
So yeah, so you look at these people, and actually, in the beginning, I was like, and really, people can't do this to their bodies. Why are they doing this? But now I just enjoy them if I see them
Yeah. Uh,
because they don't know, and and they got a little bit of being taught by the ex-girlfriend, or they were stepping on their daddy's toes while the daddy was trying to teach them to dance, or mommy tried to teach, but at least the people dance. The thing is, at least they enjoy moving on music, and that's already stimulating. It's so healthy for your body, your soul, unless of course you look like a little crab when you're doing those really bad downward dips. Those ones are gonna make your back sore as well. But that's a normal socky. And of course, you get all these different holes. They hang on their partners and they drag them down, and the guys almost pick the partners up, and the girls don't have feet on the floor. That is the socky. But of course, not the paid space socky. Of course, we have a socky that the girl also do a share, the guy do his share, and they don't hurt anything or any muscles or whatever. So that's the main aim, to teach people how to dance proper socky if that's what they want to do. But of course, you get the people like Eugene, which is too talented and he can't just stay with socky. And then we actually start teaching them a little bit of boogie, which is a very nice dance where you have to, I don't know if you've seen it now, but if you go to places, sometimes the people dance and then they throw the girl out and then they turn them around the arm and then they bring them back again. That is called the part of the boogie. So the boogie becomes a dance on its own, and then it becomes part of the socky if you would like to do something like that.
The
But
socky boogie.
the boogie, yeah, boogie
The
woogie.
socky boogie.
Socky boogie. It becomes a socky boogie. I think we must name it like that. Yes, socky boogie. Then you just give me an idea, hey?
That's it. Yeah, I'm the father of socky boogie.
Yeah. Socky boogie. Afrikaner socky boogie, exactly.
That's it.
Yeah, and then of course you get the Latin and ballroom. Now the Latin is the part where I have to get my hands here. The one side is the one where you actually float around the floor anti-clockwise. That's the floating dances, like the waltz and the Viennese, the slow waltz, the Viennese waltz, the tango that so many people want to do. Some people also like using that for their wedding dances, and of course the foxtrot, and so many different dances that you have flowing
And
around
the
the floor.
quick step that I started learning
The way
now.
you like the quick step, yeah, I know. He loves it. The quick step is not as quick, but it's so nice. And that's the ballroom part, and then the Latin part, you get the cha-cha-cha and the Cuban love dance, which is the rumba, which a lot of wedding couples use for their special opening dance. The jive, the mambo, the salsa, all those really nice Latin flavor dances that you get on the other side. There's so many, I can't give you all on today, but and also you get the difference also is you can do it either or just for yourself in the group. You can do it, you can go a bit further and do it at private exams. Normally every studio have their own exams, then we get outside examiners to judge, and then you can go even further to do competitions. So competitions when you compete against other studios, where you literally start going to see really if I'm really as good as I think I am, or I just want to believe I'm good.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you teach quite a lot of dances. Just out of interest, like, what's your most favorite style of dancing?
I must say, I love ballroom and Latin equally, but there's certain dances in them that I love more. Like specifically, I love the samba and the rumba and the Latin dances, because the samba has got the most intoxicated, lively music that you can't sit still with your feet or your body, just need to move. And then of course the rumba is the Cuban love dance, which is very passionate. And then on the ballroom side, I just love the foxtrot. It's the most difficult ballroom dance, but the character, it's like cheeky now, I like you now, I don't like you anymore. Then you actually have the softness that comes in, and then you have the no, not now. You have all that passion that comes in and out the whole time, and the music is just so amazing. Still flowy, but still cheeky. So that's why the foxtrot is my favorite on the ballroom side.
Yes, that's very cool. And there's so many dances, so it's not something that you can just go do for 6 months and then you learn it. It almost becomes like something that you have to do for the rest of your life. And what's also cool about it is there's other people at the dance. So I think one of the biggest reasons why I never did it is I thought I have to bring my own partner. And then when I realized is there's a whole bunch of people that go to dance classes or dance schools that don't have partners, so you partner them up. Um, And
Look,
there's different grades, people who don't dance at all, people who's been dancing for 2 years. So there's someone that mix and matches for any style.
you know, with dancing is it is different age groups, different levels, different everything. So that's what you said, Eugene. You thought you had needed a partner, but you don't. And we at the moment, you won't believe it, but we actually have guys that we need lady dance partners for. I mean, where do you know that a dance school got too many guys? We have.
Yeah,
So ladies,
really.
we've got. It's just because the guys start realizing, of course, if they can dance. I mean, our girls love guys that can dance, eh? So I think the guys
Yeah.
started figuring that one out.
Yeah.
And
I
Eugene
think
himself can become a handful. So he's like 10 guys by himself, you know.
uh,
Yeah, and it's nice because you don't. It's a sport, and you don't need to dance with your life partner but some
mm,
do. So you literally get in the car with your partner, your life partner. You come to dancing, you dance together. But if you do it on a high level competitive dancing and you would like to do competitions, it's best not to because you take that fight home. So rather dance with someone else if you want to compete, and then you can moan all the way back home.
yeah.
My partner kept on stepping on my toes tonight, and he didn't lead me properly, and she didn't follow me. And then you can
Yeah.
go home with and not being cross with each other, but with your partners that goes to their own homes. But it's like a sport. I've got families doing it together because we literally start with the littlies, and our smallest ones is 3 years old, and
Kenny,
my
Really.
yeah, they're so cute. And the oldest one was 82. Is 82, and it's there's no
yes.
limit. And when you compete against your age group and your level. So the levels start with like beginner, then bronze, and then silver, and then novice and gold, and no, you have all those levels that you
Mhm.
go up
Mm.
against your own age group.
Makes
Wow.
me
It's not
actually
even
think of that thing, Willie, like when we went to Afri-ski. Then you falling out over yourself, you can't get your balance. Then this little 5-year-old comes past you. Zoo, zoo, zoo. It's
Stuff
crazy.
with snow in your face. It's amazing how quickly children learn. There's
no,
that
not
thing
not
of
not
that.
not dancing necessarily. The really small ones takes the longest, of course, and then the really older people also takes longer. But I must say that the ones that really learns fast is the one that just before they go to high school and in high school. Those are the people that learns the
Okay.
fastest. And young adults, Eugene's age, and younger. So, but it also depends what you want to do with your dancing. Hey, as I said, you don't have to do competitions or exams. You can just do it for yourself for
Yeah,
fun. And
different
you know what
fun.
happens quite a lot is I have a lot of people that couple is become quite of a nicer couple sport, or
Mm.
some people call it escape night. So I said, what's that? We escape from the children. so they so they call it that, and then some people call it date night, and it's also escaping from the children. But then they get someone to look after the children. They put off their phones. They either go to dancing first and then go and have a bite to eat, or the other way around. But you literally once a week need to connect with your own partner, life partner, and you
Yeah,
Yeah.
need away
definitely.
from everybody else, from the phones, from the kids, from
Mm.
everybody. And this becomes
You
a
need
very
that
nice
alone
date
time to
escape
connect.
evening.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Cool,
Wow.
Willie. Do you have anything else? Or we gonna go into
I
hot
think,
seat?
Sonia, before we carry on, if someone wants to get hold of you, where can they get hold of you?
Okay, so we've got the Latin Look Dance Studio, which is www.latinlook.co.za. We've also got my cell number will be 083 230 1566 is my personal cell phone number. So I mean, as I said, as you can hear, I don't sleep a lot, so I'm quite often on my phone just to make sure that I can accommodate everybody. And yeah, so it will be nice to help more people connecting with this lovely sport that we have.
Yeah.
Oh,
And if people
super.
are interested, can they come through to your dance studio and just have a look what's happening? How would someone get involved in Latin Look and getting involved in
I
the
would
dance?
like to offer the people that's watching a free 30-minute private lesson, because
Oh, wow.
normally I would like, not because I just want to check you out and see if you can't dance or not, just because I would like you to get a
Oh, I thought
feeling.
you just would have touched me.
I just wanted to get a feeling, so you can come up for your private lesson, and for you to, because if I put you in a group class straight ahead, you will be like, oh no, but they know more and I don't want and I don't can't. If you come for a private lesson, you don't feel as if you have to get everything right now, and you also get it used to the studio, the teachers, the atmosphere, because we've got a quite homely atmosphere, and that's quite
Wow.
Mm.
quite because our main studio is in a house, so the people love it because it's homely, it's calm, it's got a nice calm effect on the people.
Yeah, awesome stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guys, so if you want to get into dance, go take it. I really recommend it. I did it as well. It was supposed to be just this quick thing, and 2 years later, I'm still dancing. So go and check out Latin Look, and then book a free consultation with Sonja, free 30-minute one-on-one class. I mean, guys, that's really cool value. So go onto the website and book your session. Sonja,
And of
now
course,
we're
for the
getting,
ladies, we have nice guys too.
yeah, yeah. And go check it out. And then, Sonia, we are in our last section, and the last section is the hot seat. So the hot seat is basically we ask a few questions, 4 or 5 questions, no explanation needed. Whatever is the first answer that comes to mind, pop it out.
So I
Cool.
ask questions.
No,
Who
we're
asks
gonna ask
questions?
questions, and then
You're gonna ask.
just
Okay, you
whatever,
can
no
ask me.
explanation
Okay,
needed. Like, for example, your favorite color, and you just blurt it
okay,
out, whatever it
okay.
is. So Vali
Purple.
will ask the first question, and then I'll ask a question, and then purple, and then we'll bounce around, and then we'll end off the show.
Cool. Are you ready?
Yes,
Your least favorite dance?
jive.
Worst advice you've been given for dancing?
Hmm. Oh, to straighten your legs in ballroom.
Yeah.
Cool. After 20 odd years in the dancing business, would you do anything differently than what you would have than what you've done before?
No, I will do everything the same. I will just take COVID away.
Wow.
Because I think there's a lot of businesses that would want to do that.
Yeah.
So, Sonia, if someone had to write a book about your life, what would it be called?
Too little sleep, all worth it.
That's a cool title.
Too little sleep,
Very,
all
very
worth
cool
it.
title.
Well done.
Uh,
Cool. Last one from me before we go sign off today. So, where to for Latin look from here on?
Sorry?
Where to for what's your dream for Latin look?
For Latin look is that we can get the energy back in the studio from what did we had, not actually even before COVID, even a few years before that, because I used to start teaching quite like on holidays from like 8 o'clock in the morning till 11 o'clock at night. So try to
Sure.
get that really the buzz back. And but I'm very positive. I'm sure it's going to come back. So now the people that was locked in, they all want to get out again, and they all want to meet new people and do new things. So I'm positive that it will start again.
and hopefully, a few of our viewers, guys, go check out the link and start dancing. This is not a request. Vili,
One pump, eh?
Vili, you have to be set an example. So you first. I'm setting a challenge for
Yeah.
you to go book your
Okay.
session and then post it on our group. So that's the
Lucky.
challenge for Vili. Vili's
And,
doing it, and everyone else has to.
and can I tell you? Can I post something nice, like maybe in the future of Eugene as well? Can I send
Yeah,
it to you?
yeah,
Yeah.
you can post it on our
Dancing, of
Facebook
course.
page.
Okay, cool.
Mm.
Cool,
Sonia,
guys.
thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it. Really fun show. And yeah, it's cool to bring a bit of a different perspective to business as well, instead of the same business. And it just shows you the diversity of businesses in South Africa. So
Mm.
thanks for giving up your time and sharing your passion with us.
Thank you. Thank you for you guys.
So now,
Yeah.
just from my side as well, thanks so much for taking time out of your busy day to talk to us, and to all the viewers, thanks for joining, and hopefully you've learned something today. See you next week. And remember to like and subscribe and share.
Cool. Thanks, guys. Until next week.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Keep well.
Bye.